Yes, Mac here. So sometimes you need to challenge yourself to do something out of the ordinary. And what I mean by that is today, right? Great weather outside, 74 degrees, 75 degrees. I collected all the dead leaves that were lingering around, that were accumulated for last couple of months as a part of weather change, wind and whatnot. So what had happened, right? You must have noticed in your houses too that lot of, as a part of the fall season, right? Leaves come down and then they get accumulated in the various crevices and the corners outside your house. So maybe there might be a space between your fence and your outside wall, or there could be a space in between your outside air conditioning unit and the fence and the exterior of your house. So there are like at least 4 or 5 places in my house outside where I had found there were like tons and tons of dead leaves got accumulated. And today I put the pedal to the metal and completely kind of collected that. I had about like 4 or 5 garbage bags, big black garbage bags full of dead leaves, right? And in the event, right, I ended up saving about $200. And what I mean by that is I had reached out to one of our handyman, and he said that yes, I can do that, but you have to pay me $200. And then I wondered for a while, like, why do I have to pay $200? There is nothing wrong if he's asking that, because there is a lot of labor involved in there. $200 is nevertheless a lot of money if you think about it, right? From one angle, um, from the other angle, $200 is really not a whole lot of money, right? Because if you repurpose that time to do something something creative, something useful, then you can perhaps get a good ROI, right? And that was the dilemma that I was in, and I said, no, I'm going to do it by myself, right? And I was outside about like 3 or 4 hours. I practically wore the gloves and then collected with my hands all those leaves and everything, right? So there are a couple of points that came into my mind as a part of this yard work, outside yard work that I was doing, right? In the entrepreneurship circles, right, there is a big speed argument, right? And the idea here is that there were two ideas behind that argument, right? The first idea is that if you act fast and if something doesn't go right, right, you can always revert back. So that's one side of that speed argument. The another side is that many a times as entrepreneurs, right, we keep on holding off on certain things, right? Maybe it is like launching your podcast, revamping your website, or creating a new website, or getting like new business cards done, right? You name it, right? Launching your sales funnel, or launching your first Google campaign or Facebook ad, right? The list goes on and on, right? And the idea with the speed argument is that uh, taking an imperfect action is lot more better than not taking any action at all. And many a times as entrepreneurs, we have a tendency to remain as a part of in the idle mode or inaction mode, right? And that was one idea that was floating into my mind, right? Because we are so attuned to that, right? And I said, hey, why do I to do that task by myself, right? Maybe I should just hand off that $200 and get that activity done. That way I can focus on one thing, right? But at the same time, right, while this idea has some merit behind that, right, at the same time, as I started my video, right, you sometimes need to learn to do something out of the ordinary, right? You need to shatter those monotonous patterns that are going on into your brain, into your daily routine and whatnot, right? So that was one of the reasons why I decided to roll up my sleeves. I wanted to break the pattern. Weather was great outside, about 75 degrees and whatnot, right? Gorgeous weather. I cannot ask for something more than that, right? And yes, there was going to be some physical labor involved, but I prepared myself, rolled up my sleeves, collected those bags, right? So the other thought, right? So I talked about the speed argument. The other thought is that if you think about it, right, how difficult is it for us to earn the money, right? The money doesn't come from anything from skies, right? We don't have like a money printing machine, right? So if you think about from that perspective, right, there is a lot of sweat, time, energy, resources involved in earning the revenues, right? And uh, so earning the money, earning the revenues is certainly a skill. At the same time, maybe even more important than that, right? Once you earn a dollar, right? How do you retain that dollar? How do you sustain? How do you keep that those money that you are earning, right? That is even more important. That requires yet another skill set, right? So $200 is a lot of money from the other angle, right? From one angle, if you go with the speed argument, yes, maybe you can do more constructive things within that 3 or 4 hour thing and get even more ROI, right? The other idea about why I decided to do this, because earning money is not a joke. It does require a lot of talent, a lot of energy, and it does require even more skill set to retain that dollar, right? And of course, I wanted to break the pattern, right? And The idea here is that you need to keep in mind that at the end of the day, it is up to you what is right, what is wrong, right? But many a times you will invariably find that the more you try to get away from your day-to-day pattern, right? The more it allows your brain to become much more aligned with what you are trying to do, right? I hope it making sense, right? So many a times if you stay constrained within your 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 with the same work environment, same desk and whatnot, right? Your brain is kind of attuned to that, right? But if you break that pattern, right, your brain is going to get much more creative, much more stimulating, and you will come up with lot many great ideas that is going to help you out even earn more money. So that's exactly what happened with me today. So as I was spending like 3 or 4 hours outside, there were so many other creative ideas popped up into my mind. I jotted it down now. So I hope so I'm going to sign off right now. So couple of things, right? Always think about the speed argument. There is a merit to that, but at the same time, don't be afraid to break out of your mold. Don't be afraid to be more sometimes more disruptive, and especially when the weather is gorgeous outside. Try to come out, right? Try to get your mind more creative, right? Think about rhythm, right? So if you think about an overall year, right? There is a spring, there is a summer, there is a fall, and then there is spring, summer, fall, and winter, right? So there is some kind of harmony, there is some kind of cycle going on, right? So entrepreneurship is like that, right? It is not gonna happen overnight. You need to learn to enjoy the process. It is a marathon in many ways, right? Yes, you may be able to achieve certain good wins as a part of the sprints, but it is always going to be up and down. It is not going to be a straight line or horizontal line, right? So learn to enjoy the process, learn to enjoy the moment, learn to capture the moment, right? And your mind will thank you, your brain will thank you, and you yourself will feel great, stimulated, motivated, energized. So signing off for now. Try to find some good ways that will allow you to get even more bang for your buck in lot of subtle ways, right? So that would be my last message to you. Feel free to like my video, subscribe to my channel, spread the word. I'll be more obliged if you do that. Signing off for now. Talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye bye.